economics, it's a study of choices. Because of scarcity, we must make choices. And economics is really the study of making better choices. And now that applies both to the individual level, making better choices as an individual household or family or person. The second area would be more from the almost a macro perspective. To have a good economy, we need good economic policy from our government and from our companies. But to get that, we need a citizenry that supports good economic policy. If the citizens don't support good policy, then they don't elect the people that will provide good policy.
Economics is about everyday life. You always make economic choices. When you get to the supermarket, you're making economics. When you pay your rent, you're making economics. When you decide to stay in bed instead of waking up, you are making an economic, you are using economic way of thinking because you are choosing. And that's the main reason why economics started, right? So we want to separate the economics for the economists and all the calculus and difficult models and all that, and the everyday life economics that make you a better citizen.
We have 50 different states, and each state controls their own educational system. So effectively, we have 50 different educational programs in the United States because each state does their own thing. Having said that, there are similarities. And in terms of economics, we face some of the same issues you do here. Yours just may be more difficult. In the United States, many of our teachers are social studies teachers. But economics is a very difficult college discipline. So many of them have studied history, geography, or maybe civics and government, and they're social studies teachers. But they didn't study much economics. And so many times we have a shortage of economics teachers in the United States. We use a very active learning method. For example, one quick example would probably suffice. When we teach supply and demand, we have activities where the students break up into buyers and sellers, and they interact in a market, and the equilibrium price emerges from that experience. Then we talk about the actual curves and the theory. That way, students who haven't ever thought of this experience it first, and then we can do the theory. Now we have that well over 1,000 lessons that cover almost every theory or concept in economics.
What we are trying to do is to plan for a study tour with Peruvian teachers to go to the United States. I think maybe next year. And that is why, because in the United States, this school has a special, unique methodology to teach economics. And from UPC, we are trying to teach our teachers here in Peru how to use this methodology. And we have been working in workshop for teachers for the last 3 years.
3 years, this would be the fourth.
And in August we are going to give another workshop for teachers, Peruvian teachers. And what we want to do with this study tour to the United States is to make them feel the methodology in class.
The study tour that we're thinking of for next year for Peruvian teachers to come to the United States would include, our plan is to include a few private school economics teachers combined with public school economics teachers or teachers who have the ability to be economics teachers and to push that forward. The idea being if the private school teachers who are very experienced, the ones I've met from the schools are very strong, if they could be almost mentors for some of the public school teachers. It would be small, but if we can get a movement going toward more economic education, we think it would be a strong addition to the Peruvian curriculum and the schools, and ultimately the students.